is a pretty big one, especially in regards to large corporations controlling our media and the current state of entertainment and basically what we watch on television, cinema, and everything else. It has to deal with Walt Disney buying Fox. So,
yeah.
Why don't you lead the way on this one, Daniel?
The juggernaut Disney is buying all of Fox, which would be 21st Century Fox, all the superheroes that come along with the media production. The only part of the Rupert Murdoch empire that is not being purchased is Fox News, Fox Sports itself. So this deal is a gigantic $52 billion deal. In terms of payment, they are giving 25% of the shares of Disney to the shareholders of Fox, and which would ostensibly mainly be Murdoch himself.
Okay.
So it's a combination of the two companies. As we've seen with media companies, everybody's job is to consolidate. So in this case, it was a bit of a surprise, I think, for a lot of people. I didn't quite see a Disney-Fox merger happening myself, but he now owns, I don't know how much of Fox he owned, but probably about half would be my guess. That seems pretty standard. So he owns a lot of Disney now. So I wonder how much of an integration that's going to be from a management perspective into Disney.
All right. So it's very good for the large corporations to move in and buy more and, once again, control everything that we see and hear here in the United States. Good job, corporations.
So this is going to include Nat Geo. I mean, Fox Murdoch had a media empire, and one thing that is interesting to put at this is there may be a challenge from regulators that this might be a monopoly. It's similar to a previous court case of a similar size.
Really? So they're going to try and challenge this?
Well, we don't know quite yet. It's just speculation that because this is a similar type of acquisition to ones that have been turned down before. And Disney seems really happy with this because they get a lot more. They get a lot more content. They get a lot more reach that they're trying to do. Disney seems that they're balancing themselves against the inevitable fall of television. And so one interesting point in this is Hulu. A lot of people like Hulu. Hulu, off the top of my head, if I remember, it had ownership 33% by Fox, I think, 33% by Disney, and then 33% by someone else. I believe that was the breakdown for it. And so with this buyout, Disney would ostensibly own Hulu, and we're going to see what happens with that. But there's going to be a shakeup on Hulu because I'm sure that the remaining third won't be happy that they're the remaining third versus someone who has complete control. And it's a big shift, but it's also not that different from a lot of the media buyouts that we've seen before. It's just a consolidation effort, and now we're coming down to, Disney you could look at it as that they're setting themselves up to be perhaps the only major broadcaster of content of that size that they would be at, because now they're getting, even though there's other people producing content, in terms of market share, they seem like they're becoming the monolith.
Okay, I just want all our listeners and people who are watching us on our live stream to understand this. Before Bill Clinton became president of the United States, at one point in our country, we had about 30 media outlets, corporations that,
We had over 600.
It was over 600?
It was a huge amount.
Thank you for that correction. I thought there was 30, but I guess...
There had been 30 very large ones, but it was really well spread out.
But there was a point where we had, a large variety. And ever since when Bill Clinton was elected, he took away the regulations and protections that would stop corporations from building these large monopolies. And at one point, we had 5 large corporations. And if what Daniel's saying is true, Disney is going to become the large monolith that's going to control everything we see and hear. I need everyone to really think about this for a second. Does that sound like a good idea for a corporation, no matter how cheerful its name is, Disney? I mean, look, we all know about the lovely Disney movies, but does it sound like a good idea to have everything that we see and hear in the hands of one corporation?
One mouse should not have this much power.
No, that mouse should not have all that power, and I think it's long overdue that we have at least some form of regulation to break apart that monopoly. What's so free about that? There's nothing free about it. There's no competition. So this is just another example about why we really shouldn't trust large corporations controlling our media, buying our media. It's disgusting, and there needs to be some form of change here in our country. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Also, the Writers Guild of America West has also put objections to this because, especially for there's writers, there's pretty good unions for creators, writers of that nature on television, and if all you can either do is go to this Disney show or that Disney show, your union doesn't really work.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they're going after the unions too. All right, I wish them all the best.
You're watching HardLensMedia.